Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 349, and we're here live in Southwest Florida, waiting on the sun to rise over the buildings and the trees to the east, and this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. Good morning, Lisa and Judy and KB, Crispy Crafter. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're from, what you're working on this morning, if you have any questions for me. Good morning, Joe and Judy and Grace. Thanks for joining live. Hi, Edna and Sherry and Sandbell. Glad you all could be here. I was able to ride my bike here this morning, and that makes me so happy. Good morning, Pamela and Pauline. Pauline's from Australia. Good morning, Beatrice and Diane. Barbara, Lily. Thanks for joining me live, everybody. Hi, KB, Karen and Brenda. So glad you all could be here this morning. Comment about my bike. Remember how I said my bike was broken a few days ago and it wasn't shifting? Well, when I got home that day after riding my bike both ways in first gear, what a feat that was. I realized that the gear shift had popped off of the back wheel and was just dangling. So I thought, well, the first thing to try is to just stick it back on. Well, I just stuck it back on and it's been working fine ever since. So I don't know how it could be fixed so easily, and I don't know how temporarily it's fixed, but I've ridden my bike to the beach several days now and it's been shifting just fine, so fingers crossed it's working fine. Hi, Nikki, thanks for joining live. So glad you all could be here. Few things that I'm excited to show you this morning. Hi, Chantel, glad you could be here. If you may have noticed that I uploaded a new video last night. The Abby Knit Lace Wrap is now not only a pattern download, part of the Layers Knit ebook, but it also has a video tutorial. So you might want to check that out. I not only talk about how to do the stitches, but how to read the pattern as well, and then even talk about how to read every single line of the pattern, what the parentheses mean, what the asterisk means, all of that good stuff. So you might want to check that out. I will have more videos coming soon, of course, and new patterns coming soon. Lots of fun stuff, but this morning I thought that I would bring the Sally lace crochet vest back this morning because I have a few other ways to show you how to wear it. So we've talked about this before. It is a two-dimensional wrap, so to speak. It really is just a rectangular wrap, but it has two strategically placed armholes, and if you notice, they're in the top third of the project, which means that the logical way to wear it would be to put your arms through it here so that that skinny section is up on your shoulders and the body of it comes down low in the back. And we've talked before about wearing it down and straight, lacing it up the front here, clipping it, buttoning it, securing it somehow this way. We've also talked about tying it in the front, those front two corners, which gives it more of a finished, fitted vest look. Pulls up the sides here so it's more even across the back. When this is undone, it has a more asymmetrical look from the front to the back. But this morning, I thought it'd be fun to show you another way to do this. So all of these ideas were with showing you with the skinny side at the top. So let's turn it over. Let's put that, oh, you know what? I had a few more to show you actually. Now let's turn it over and we'll come back. So we're going to turn it over and we're going to put the wide part at the top and the skinny part at the bottom, and we're going to put it back on. So now it's not going to cover your butt anymore. So if you're not comfortable showing your butt, you might want your top, a flowy top hanging down. This top isn't incredibly long, but you get the idea. If you're not comfortable showing your butt, you want to make sure your flowy top is hanging down. But what this does is it gives it more of a shrugged look in the back, and you've got way more volume on the top here, so you can slide it down your shoulders so it almost has like a sleeve look. You can pull it up and fold it over, and once you do that, however you decide to drape this top, whether you scrunch it up to the front, fold it down, drape it down your shoulders, however you decide to do that, you can then pin it accordingly. So look at this, totally different look, right? Have it sliding down my shoulders. And there it is in the back. And you would pin this or secure it of some kind. You could use one of your butterfly clips. You could add buttons here. You could add a corset tie here. Any of those different options. And again, absolutely gorgeous and a totally different look. Now we're going to turn it back around with the skinny side at the top. And I'm going to show you a couple more ways to wear it. So we'll go back to the skinny at the top. Throw it over our shoulders. Now we're going to take these top corners here and tuck each one up this way to the shoulder. Now if you put little buttons on here, the button could fit into any one of these lace holes here. You could also use the tiny butterfly clips to do this, or you could just tie this little piece up here, however you wanted to do it. You could secure it in any number of ways. Doing one is actually cool, and you could do the one side and then secure this here. You could leave it open like this, and I'm going to stand up so you can see how it changes the bottom edge. You could also wrap both sides this way. Oh, someone just mentioned hood. I think if I turn it back around, we could do the hood again. We could do hood also. I will turn it back around in a second. So here we go. We've now secured both corners up here. You can see we have a totally different look again. I don't take my sunglasses off to do the hood. All right, so we'll turn it back around. Oh yeah, we can definitely wear it as a scarf too. I showed that the other day, and I'll show that at the end here. You can wear it as a scarf and a cowl. It's absolutely gorgeous as a cowl too. Okay, so we'll do the thick part at the top. Put it through your arms. And we got plenty of volume now to make it into a hood as well. I mean, more than enough volume. It's still volume. There's still a ton behind me, so you could wear it. You could do this underneath a. You could do this underneath a jacket. You could pin it. You could tie it. You could lace it. All sorts of fun ways to still do that. You could do that as a scarf as well. So there's plenty of volume to do this as a hooded scarf. So plenty of volume to do that as well. And then wearing it just as a regular scarf, absolutely tons and tons of volume for not only wearing it as a scarf, which has plenty of length on both sides. And you notice because of all the drapey volume, you can't even see that there are armholes there unless you wanted to. You could use the armholes as keyhole to secure your scarf like that. You could also wrap it and make it a gorgeous voluminous cowl. Now, once you do the voluminous cowl, you could drape it, zhuzh it around, get some nice volume. You could also use a shawl pin. Oh, all of the things that we talked about with closures, a shawl pin would be fabulous for any of those things. And I sell some really beautiful ones on my website if you want to take a look at those. But you could also pin this, and then you can even drape it. Look at how beautiful it is to just drape this around and then pin it. So you would pin this with one of our butterfly clips, or one of our shawl pins, or any of those things, and put a button on it. Yeah, Sherry mentioned the cold shoulder version too. Yeah, you could definitely put this on and tie it as a cold shoulder shrug. You put the armholes over your shoulders like that. You could secure these down at the bottom here, tie them, I'm just going to tie them, but you could sew this edge, or you could add buttons to this edge. But this gives it like a sleeved look. If you wanted to do this more fully, you would sew up that seam down there. But yeah, now we've got a shrug, and we've got a shrug with cold shoulders. If you pin this right here, I mean, how incredibly cute is that? You could use one of the corset ties, you could pin it, you could clip it, you could add buttons to it, but absolutely gorgeous. And honestly, there are not many pieces out there that look quite like this. I think it's so cool. Thanks for the reminder, Sherry. I forgot about this one. We talked about this one in a different tutorial before, but yeah, so cool. I love how my blouse underneath kind of looks skin tone. I like the high contrast with the burgundy. This is colorway Parisian Bordeaux in Be So Fine yarn. Sherry's working on this right now. Good. Very nice. Thanks, Lisa. I'm glad you like it. This will most likely be the next video tutorial that is uploaded. That is what I'm working on. Joe's going to work on hers at lunch today. Cool. Thanks, Freeza Bee. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Michelle. I do love this color. Yeah, it's so pretty. It works with so many different things. You can go into the reds. You can go into the blushes and the pinks. You could do higher contrast. I wore it with teal and with navy blue the other day. It looked really great with contrasting blues. I mean, it's a dark neutral, so it goes with a lot of things. Denisha, there is not a video tutorial yet. There is a pattern with lots of charts and schematic. The pattern is available to download individually, or it's part of the Layers Crochet ebook, which you can also download. And the video tutorial is coming soon. Basically, it is strips of simple crochet that are joined together as you go. I'll show you flat. You might be able to picture it. When I do the tutorial, I'm going to do some demonstrations with paper. I think it's going to be helpful to see motifs as paper too, so you can see the construction. Sherry's changing the places where she puts her strips so that she can make it fatter at the top and thinner at the bottom. So good for you. Great. It's great to modify things. When you're making your own clothes, you have so many options for modifying, and once you understand what you're doing, it makes it so much easier to modify things for yourself personally. That's wonderful. Really speaks volumes about how much you understand the project, Sherry. That's great. Once you understand the concept of something, you have the ability to change things like that. All right, let's see if anybody has any questions before we move on. It is so bright here this morning. My eyes watering. No questions from Lisa. All righty. We've got swimmers out here this morning. We've got tons of walkers and beach goers. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad you like the pattern. Let's flip the camera around so you can see everybody. This is crocheted, Denisha. Here's the beach to the south of us, tons of walkers, and the Ritz-Carlton is setting up their beach chairs. Here's our big fireball in the sky, looking gorgeous and brightening up everything. Here's the beach to the north of us, lots of walkers, quite a few people sitting as well. And we have a swimmer out in the water. We've got a stand-up paddle boarder and a bunch of birds. Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you like all the patterns so far. Oh, that reminds me, I got a wonderful compliment this morning, and I can't even remember where. I can't remember if it was in a comment on social media or an email, but somewhere somebody mentioned to me this morning that she has, of all her knit and crochet books, she has a special little area on her bookshelf for her truly inspiring books, and I'm not sure what she meant by that, but she has 2 of those 10 books are crochet books of mine. One of them, I believe she said, was Crochet So Fine, and the other one was Crochet So Lovely. And the whole reason she was starting this comment was because she was just discovering today that Layers Crochet was my newest book, and she said she when she pulls out all 10 of those books, she looks at those two, and she loves reading the introduction in Crochet So Lovely, because in that introduction I had written something. I said, it's so funny to go back and read this stuff, because obviously wherever your frame of mind is, you write differently. And in the introduction for Crochet So Lovely, I said the inspiration for the pieces in that book was a simple question. If I was going on a special date and money were no object, would I wear this on that date? And you know, you can substitute date with special occasion or special meeting. It doesn't have to be date, or it could be any kind of date, not romantic date. It could be anything. And I find that that is, well, she said what a great thing to consider when designing, and she said that she thinks that that's why she always gravitates towards my designs, and she always ends up wearing the things that she's made of mine, because she does feel that they're so wearable. So it's a great compliment. But it brought me back to thinking about where I was at the time and what I was thinking. And I had gotten some constructive criticism from an editor at that point. Was it an editor or publisher? I don't know, someone in a book department who had said that my designs were not necessarily wearable, and that I should focus more on, you know, the target audience, and, you know, like Target, Walmart, normal big box stores. And I did not care for, I appreciated her constructive criticism, but I did not care for that suggestion. So, you know, I had to take it to the opposite extreme, being a bit of a rebel in my heart. And so I thought, okay, who are my celebrity crushes? And I thought, at that time it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I said, okay, if money were no object and I had the opportunity to meet him, would I wear something I made? Or would I go to the fanciest store on the planet to try to look as good as possible? And I thought, well, if you're gonna if the parameters are you have to wear something you made, you better make it look good. And so that was the inspiration for making every piece in that book. And as I made them and figured and thought about how I was going to style them, I thought about how I would try to look my very best to meet somebody that I admired. And so I have to say that it's been part of my design process ever since. So even though her constructive criticism kind of stung and I absolutely didn't agree with all of it, I did take some of it to heart and use it, and I feel like I'm a better designer because of it. So thank you to whoever you were, and I can't remember her name even, but it's funny how people can touch your lives even when you don't stay in touch with them. You don't even remember them specifically, but you remember the message that you needed to receive from them, and it worked. So I am grateful for that, and I learned a lot from it. And yeah, so it was funny that all of that came back this morning because of this one comment. So that was cool. Denisha, the whole reason why I'm explaining it is because constructive criticism, you don't have to take it literally. You don't have to apply everything that person said. Sometimes there is a component of it that you needed to hear and you need to think about. And, you know, sometimes it doesn't come from a good place, sometimes it does. Sometimes it's good information and sometimes it's not, but this particular time I was able to extract some of the constructive criticism and use it for a very positive reason, and I do feel like I am a better designer because of it. So yay. Hi Karen, thanks for joining live. Does anybody have any questions before we move on? I did see that someone asked me about the two books that I mentioned. I know that they are still available on Amazon. I do not know, they might still be available on the publisher's website as well, and they are probably still available in yarn shops. You would just have to ask your yarn shop or check on Amazon. I don't sell them directly because I am not the publisher of those two specific books. Only the books that I now independently publish do I sell directly. So starting with Motif Magic, 80 Handmaid's Gifts, Layers Crochet and Layers Knit are my first 4 independently published books, and those are available on my website along with the Create, Share, Inspire notebooks. I have all 5 of the first 5 issues of those available in English and in Spanish on my website. Yeah, they're still on Amazon. They're still in publication, Melissa. I just don't sell them directly. That was the only thing I was trying to explain. Crystal loves the water. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Thanks for being here. Kimberly loves my books. Thank you. Someone said they want to change the subject, and I did not see the rest of it. I missed a whole bunch of comments. Oh well. Hopefully they come back. Oh, there's a conversation going on. I see. That's why they're going quickly. Okay, well, I will wait a second and... Oh, I know. I was going to show you something else today, too. I've shown the Selena ruana several times over high contrast colors, and I wanted to show you how pretty I don't have a new yarn coming right now, Lisa. I have new colors coming, but not new yarns right now. Got a bunch of beautiful yarns, though. Wanted to show you how pretty the Selena ruana looks over a non-contrasting color. This would be more of a muted combination or complementary colors. And I thought, yeah, there's new colors coming, definitely, Lisa. Joe's order is arriving tomorrow with new yarn. Yay! I can't wait for you to get it. Okay, so I wanted to show you how pretty the Selena ruana looks over a muted color underneath. It really stands out still. It doesn't have to be high contrast colors to make something look pretty. High contrast can be fun, but complementary colors can also be fun. And the last couple of times, I hate taking my belt off in public, but I'm going to do it anyway. The last couple times I styled this one, I forgot to mention that you don't have to weave the belt in and out. You can do this one with a belt all the way on the outside and blouse the whole thing out. And I think that is another really gorgeous look. So we're gonna have to zhuzh it first. And I might even have to tighten my belt. So first we're gonna get it on and get it straight. All right, so we're gonna get it on and get it straight, and then the beauty in this is blousing it. Watch this. And this is how the photo looks in the pattern. I bloused it on the dress form because I find that, because this actually gives it more of a sleeve look too. Now you could also secure it here first, and it honestly looks like a top. It doesn't even look like an outer layer. It looks like a fitted top. But how incredible is this? I mean, it doesn't even look like an outer layer. It looks like the actual fitted top. I find this so gorgeous. So you've got, it came out from the bottom edge. That's that. And this isn't to say that tying the belt, that securing the belt in there and making the sleeves this way isn't gorgeous too. That is awesome. That's also gorgeous, but there's just so many different ways to style this. This is just, I don't know, this is one of my favorites. So I would still secure it here. I like the idea of the V-neck being somewhere in the bust area. So that's the way I would secure this way. Now, not to say that it isn't great when you tie it in through this way. Remember how we did sleeves this way the other day? Honestly, when you start making large boxy shapes like this with holes in the lace, you have 100 different ways to wear something. I find this so fun. And then it can depend on your mood. All right, I'm having trouble with this one. Let's see if I have a little tie in here. That belt is kind of bulky. And we did this the other day too. I don't know. I guess I'll try it. I love this belt, but it's not the best for weaving into lace because of the chunky beads on it. It's beautiful though. Bought it years and years ago. Okay. And again, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to try to do this blindsided. without a mirror. Do this with the mirror. Or do it flat on a surface. So much easier that way. Alright, I did it a little low. I think I would go a little higher. But just to give you an idea, see what you could create a belted look this way too. And honestly, doesn't it look like a completely different garment? I mean, just amazing. It's the same garment that we did, you guys. Yeah, I know I did the belt screwy, but you get the idea of it. A totally different garment. So now, let's do it quick. Let's do a quick contrast. I pull this out. Now watch how quickly we go from that one to this one. See, look at how quickly we can transform that into two different outfits. Amazing. Not to mention that just wearing it loose and flowy is awesome. I like it like this. I could wear it like this all day long, and even pinned with one of our butterfly clips or a shawl pin or adding a cute button would definitely pull that all together too. Thanks, Naomi. Whew. I'm gonna work up a sweat. What else? What else? What else? Oh, I brought crochet and it didn't even get to it. So much fun showing you guys the styling on these types of things. But once you go into unstructured garments, and the fact that I've done these unstructured garments within sizes and created sizes in it, it gives people of all shapes and sizes the ability to style things in multiple ways. And that makes me so happy because I love doing it and I love sharing this with other people. That one is crocheted, Denisha, that's correct. The Selena ruana is crocheted. The Sally Cardi vest is crocheted. The only one that I showed this morning that's knit is the Abby wrap. I also brought the Amelia vest with me this morning. Oh, let's look at this one over a contrast, over a complementary color. This one will probably look really pretty over the peach too. Oh yeah, it picks up on the peaches in the pattern too. So this one is also a knit pattern. Super cute. I love the color combination, very cute. It really pulls out peach in the pink and peach hand-dyed yarn. All right, so we have, what do we have? A couple minutes left. Let's go to our notebook. I started writing in mine this morning. Where am I? I wanted to share with you today's quote. And I did read it because I opened my book up already this morning, but it's a good one. I know I say it all the time, I can't help it. All right. This is by Thomas Brown. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Okay, I'm gonna read this a couple times because this one's pretty profound. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Okay, so think about that. If life is a flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us, that means we project our light into the world. So that means we have a choice every morning. Are you projecting a bright sunny day? Are you projecting a cloudy day? Are you projecting a drizzly day? Are you projecting a hurricane? I don't know. What are you projecting into the world? I'm going to read it again now. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. The sun's within us. And every morning when we wake up, we have the choice of how we want to share our sun with the world, right? We radiate out. Our energy and our light radiates out from within. How do you want to share your light with the world? It's our choice every single morning. Life is a pure flame, and we live by an invisible sun within us. Ah, love it. Love it. And I love to remember every day that life is a choice. How we choose to live starts every single morning. It doesn't matter if you made mistakes yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. You have a choice today to choose to make today the best you can make. That's it. All we have is today. I love those reminders. It makes me feel so much more in control and so much more hopeful about where the day can go from there. I hope that helps you too. I hope everybody has an amazing day. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the sound of the waves, being at the beach, chatting with me and everyone else here, seeing all my demos and sharing all of my fun stuff. Let us make time to create, share,